You can't win in life if your mind is losing the battle every day. The greatest battlefield is not outside of you. It's inside your head. Every morning when you wake up, there's a war waiting to begin. The war between doubt and belief, between fear and faith, between who you were and who you're becoming. And the truth is simple. If you don't train your mind, life will train it for you. And the world doesn't train you to win. Every successful person you admire didn't just build wealth or fame. They first built their mindset. They mastered their thoughts before they mastered their circumstances. You can't have a winning life with a defeated mind. Your results in life will never rise above your mental habits. If your thinking is limited, your success will be limited. You cannot reach abundance while thinking in scarcity. Your mind is the command center of your destiny. It's not what you go through that defines you. It's how you think through it. You can't stop life from throwing challenges, but you can train your mind to respond differently. You can't always control what happens around you, but you can always control what happens inside you. That's where winners are made, not in comfort, not in applause, but in the discipline of daily mental training. Stop feeding your mind with junk and expecting strength. Stop surrounding yourself with negativity and expecting peace. You must feed your focus and starve your fear. Every time you choose focus over frustration, your mind grows stronger. Every time you say, I will, when everything says you can't, your mind becomes your greatest weapon. Winners aren't born with power. They are forged in persistence. They don't wait for motivation, they create it. You can't depend on emotions to drive you, because emotions change, but discipline doesn't. A trained mind doesn't ask, do I feel like it? It says, this is what I must do. Our mind is a muscle. Train it daily. Your mind is the most powerful muscle you possess. But most people never learn to train it. They work on their bodies. They chase money. They build careers. But they neglect the one thing that determines how far they go in every area of life: their mindset. The mind is the gym of your destiny. If you don't exercise it daily, it will grow weak, fragile, and easy to break under pressure. You can't expect strength in life if your mental discipline only shows up when it's convenient. Every day is training day. Every morning you wake up, you're either building strength or losing it. When you go to the gym, you lift weights that resist you. Why? Because resistance builds muscle. The same applies to your mind. Every challenge, every disappointment, every delay is mental resistance designed to grow your endurance. When life presses you, it's not to destroy you. It's to develop you. Winners don't curse the weight, they thank it, because they understand the weight makes them stronger. Every setback is a mental workout. Every no toughens your focus. Every obstacle is another rep for your resilience. Most people want success but avoid struggle. They want results without repetition. But training your mind isn't about what you do occasionally, it's about what you do consistently. You can't expect confidence when you feed your mind with fear every day. You can't expect clarity when you let negativity cloud your thinking. Whatever you feed grows. Whatever you starve dies. So if you keep feeding your mind doubts, it will grow weak. But if you feed it focus, discipline, and faith, it will become unshakable. Look at an athlete preparing for a championship. They wake up before dawn, train while others sleep, and eat with discipline. Their mind is set before their body moves. The real competition is in their head. They've trained themselves to think like a win-along before they step into the arena. You see, their muscles only follow where their mindset has already gone. That's how life works. Your reality will always follow your mentality. If you don't train your mind to see victory, you'll quit when the fight gets hard. Your thoughts are like seeds planted in the soil of your soul. You can't plant thorns and expect roses. You can't plant negativity and expect peace. Your mind will produce what you feed it daily. So when you start your day, what do you feed it with? Complaints or gratitude? Fear or faith? Chaos or clarity? If you want a strong mind, you must give it strong fuel. Read things that grow you. Listen to words that empower you. Surround yourself with people who remind you of where you're going, not where you've been. The difference between people who give up and those who grow up is how they think. The quitter says, "This is too hard." The winner says, "This is training me for something greater." The quitter sees the obstacle. The winner sees the opportunity. The quitter feels the pain. The winner finds the purpose in it. That's what mental training does. It changes how you interpret everything. You no longer see problems as punishments. You see them as practice sessions for greatness. Think about the eagle. When storms come, smaller birds hide, but the eagle doesn't escape. It flies above the clouds. The same storm that frightens others becomes the wind that lifts it higher. That's what a trained mind does. It doesn't run from challenges. It rises because of them. You have to train your mind to look at the storm and say, "You came to stop me, but you're about to lift me." That mindset separates the average from the exceptional. Sometimes life will feel heavy. You'll face moments that make you question everything. But remember, muscles don't grow in comfort. They grow under pressure. The moments that hurt the most are often the ones that build you the most. Don't run from them, learn from them. Don't see pressure as punishment. See it as proof that there's something inside you worth developing. Every time you overcome a mental battle, you expand your capacity to win bigger wars. People spend years trying to change their circumstances, but nothing changes until they change their mindset. You can switch jobs, cities, even relationships, but if you carry the same untrained thinking, you'll keep recreating the same results. Your life moves in the direction of your dominant thoughts. If you constantly think small, your life's small. If you constantly doubt yourself, you'll hesitate at every opportunity. But if you train your mind to think progress, purpose, and possibility, your life will start to reflect it. Your mind is your greatest investment. Don't waste it on gossip, negativity, or comparison. Use it to create, to plan, to dream, to build. Every great achievement started as a single thought that someone refused to let die. That's mental strength, the ability to keep believing in the vision even when reality doesn't match yet. You must train yourself to believe in your potential before others see the proof. Because when your mind is trained, you don't need external motivation. You become your own source of fire. Every day you wake up, remind yourself this is training. When traffic tests your patience, that's training. When plans fall apart, that's training. When people doubt you, that's training. Each test is preparing your mind for the victory ahead. The more you train, the more unshakable you become. So stop asking life to be easy. Ask to be mentally strong enough to handle it. Because a trained mind can walk through chaos and still find peace. A trained mind can be surrounded by failure and still think success. A trained mind doesn't wait for the world to change. It becomes the change. Control your thoughts before they control you. Your thoughts are the architects of your reality. Everything you see around you first existed in someone's mind before it became real. The phone in your hand, the chair you sit on, the building you walk into, they were all once thoughts. Invisible blueprints turned into physical reality through action. That's how powerful the mind is. But here's the truth. If you don't learn to control your thoughts, your thoughts will control you. They'll direct your emotions, dictate your decisions, and define your destiny without your permission. The human mind is the most advanced creation on earth, but it's also the most dangerous when left untrained. It can build empires or destroy them, create peace or chaos, birth vision or confusion, all depending on how you use it. Every day, thousands of thoughts run through your head, some powerful, some poisonous. Most people let those thoughts run wild like untrained horses, dragging them into worry, fear, and overthinking. But a disciplined person knows that thoughts are servants, not masters. When you allow your thoughts to wander unchecked, they'll drag you into regret about the past and anxiety about the future, leaving you powerless in the present. That's why self-control begins in the mind. You cannot control your life until you first control your thinking. Imagine waking up and the first thought in your mind is, Today is going to be hard. Instantly your emotions adjust to that belief. Your posture weakens and your energy follows. But if you wake up and train your mind to think, today I'll grow stronger, today I'll get better, suddenly your energy shifts, your attitude aligns, and your day follows your mental command. That's the secret. Your life is simply following the instructions your mind is giving it. If your mind says, I'm tired, I can't, your body obeys. But if your mind says, I'm ready, I will, your spirit rises to match that thought. Think about a seed planted in the ground. It doesn't care if it's surrounded by rocks or dry soil. What matters is the environment of the seed itself. Your thoughts create that environment. You can't plant negative seeds and expect positive results. You can't fill your mind with complaints, fear, and comparison, and then wonder why peace is missing. Your mental environment is shaping your external experience. Guard it like treasure. The mind is like a garden. If you don't intentionally plant purpose, weeds of doubt will take over. Every emotion you feel starts as a thought. Anxiety begins with a what if. Anger begins with, I don't deserve this. Failure begins with, I can't do it. But success begins, I can. Peace begins with, I choose. And courage begins with, I will. The difference between those who stay stuck and those who break through isn't luck. It's mental discipline. They've learned how to challenge their thoughts, not just believe them. A strong mind questions every lie it hears. It asks, is this truth or fear? Is this helping me grow or keeping me small? That's what separates the weak from the powerful. In your daily life, you'll face moments that test your thoughts. When someone criticizes you, when plans fall apart, when things don't go as expected. Most people let those moments dictate their mood, but mentally strong people take control. When negativity tries to creep in, they counter it with perspective. They say, this is just temporary. When failure shows up, they say, this is feedback, not final. When fear whispers, you can't, they respond, watch me. That's not arrogance. That's authority. You have authority over your thoughts. You just need to practice using it. Picture a driver who lets the car steer itself. It would crash within seconds. But that's what happens when you let your thoughts run without guidance. You must take the wheel. You decide what deserves your focus. You decide which thoughts get to stay. You decide which mental roads are worth traveling. Not every thought deserves attention. Some only exist to distract you from your direction. The key is to notice them but not nurture them. Thoughts only gain power when you feed them. The mind has a habit of replaying pain and predicting failure. It reminds you of what went wrong and what could go wrong next. But training your mind means teaching it to remember progress instead of pain, lessons instead of losses. Think of how athletes train. They review mistakes not to feel guilty, but to improve performance. You must do the same mentally. When you make a mistake, don't relive the shame. Extract the wisdom. Replace the thought of, I failed, with, I learned. That's how winners think. They transform every negative thought into fuel for growth. Some people believe their thoughts are facts. They're not. Just because your mind says something doesn't make it true. Your mind is a mirror. It reflects whatever you focus on most. Focus on fear and you'll see reasons to quit. Focus on faith and you'll see reasons to continue. Focus on what's missing and you'll feel lack. Focus on what's possible and you'll feel power. Your thoughts are not reality. They're directions. And whichever ones you follow will lead your life. You can't stop a bird from flying over your head, but you can stop it from building a nest. In the same way, you can't stop negative thoughts from entering your mind, but you can refuse to let them live there. A thought only becomes powerful when you entertain it. Let it pass and it dies. Give it attention and it grows. The greatest discipline you'll ever master is the ability to think without surrendering to every thought. When you start mastering your thoughts, you'll notice peace in the middle of chaos. You'll notice confidence in uncertainty. You'll notice how challenges no longer shake you. They sharpen you. because now your mind serves you, not enslaves you. Control your thoughts before they control you, and you'll find that the battles that once defeated you will now define you. Replace distraction with discipline. Distraction is the silent killer of purpose. It doesn't come in loud explosions. It comes quietly, wrapped in comfort, disguised as harmless scrolling, endless conversations, and unimportant tasks that steal your focus 1 minute at a time. You tell yourself, I'll do it later, and later becomes tomorrow, and tomorrow becomes next week, and before you know it, your dream has turned into a memory. The difference between those who win and those who wish is not talent, not opportunity, but discipline. Discipline is the bridge between vision and victory. It's the decision to stay committed long after the excitement fades. The truth is, distractions don't destroy people. Their lack of discipline does. You cannot build a future while chasing every noise around you. Every time you allow distraction to take over, you delay your own breakthrough. Discipline is doing what you said you'd do, even when you no longer feel like doing it. Feelings are temporary, but discipline creates permanence. Every successful person you admire has one thing in common. They mastered their emotions and trained their mind to obey their purpose. They don't move according to mood, they move according to mission. They don't ask, do I feel like it? They tell themselves, I'll do it because it must be done. Look at an athlete who trains for the Olympics. When the world sleeps, they're running laps in the dark. When friends are out having fun, they're sweating alone in the gym. When others make excuses, they make progress. That's discipline. They know that distractions may offer temporary pleasure, but discipline gives permanent pride. The athlete doesn't win the gold medal at the finish line. They win it in the quiet hours when no one is watching, when they choose focus over fun, preparation over pleasure. That's where victory is born, in moments no one celebrates. In today's world, distraction is everywhere, in your phone, your feed, your conversations, your comfort zone. You can spend hours scrolling through other people's lives while your own destiny waits in silence. You can't plant success and water distraction. The mind is like soil. It grows whatever you feed it. If you feed it with noise, gossip, and negativity, that's all you'll harvest. But if you feed it with focus, structure, and consistency, you'll grow results that others only dream about. The secret to greatness isn't found in doing extraordinary things. It's found in doing ordinary things with extraordinary discipline. Think about it. Every great inventor, leader, or visionary had the same 24 hours you do. The difference is they refused to let distraction become their destiny. They learned that focus is power. When your energy is scattered, your results are too. When your energy is directed, your results multiply. The human mind can accomplish miracles, but not when it's divided. Distraction divides your power. Discipline concentrates it. And whatever you concentrate on long enough becomes reality. You can't afford to let temporary pleasures steal eternal rewards. You have to choose what kind of pain you're willing to endure. The pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Discipline hurts now, but regret hurts forever. Discipline builds, regret destroys. The pain of waking up early, the pain of working hard when no one sees, the pain of saying no to distraction. That's the pain that produces power. Every time you push through it, you grow stronger, sharper, more focused. Every time you choose discipline, you rewrite your destiny. There's a story in every person who succeeded where others quit. The student who studied when others gave up. The entrepreneur who stayed committed through failure. The parent who worked 2 jobs but still believed in a better future. What kept them going wasn't motivation. It was discipline. Motivation fades, discipline sustains. Motivation inspires you to start. Discipline empowers you to finish. The world rewards finishers, not starters. The graveyard is full of people who started with passion, but never finished because they let distraction take over their direction. In your daily life, discipline looks simple, but feels heavy. It's waking up when your mind says, sleep more. It's working on your craft when nobody notices. It's saving money instead of spending it to impress. It's reading instead of watching endless noise. It's focusing on progress, not perfection. Each small decision adds up. Every no to distraction is a yes to your destiny. And while others waste time chasing moments, disciplined people build legacies. Ask yourself how many dreams died because of delay, how many goals faded because of excuses, how many opportunities slipped because you said, just one more hour online. You don't lose your destiny in one day. You lose it one distraction at a time. The enemy of your focus isn't failure, it's comfort. Comfort tells you you deserve a break when your purpose is screaming, keep going. You must train yourself to distinguish between rest and retreat. Rest refuels you, retreat removes you. Discipline knows the difference. The truth is, focus is not about working harder, it's about working smarter. It's about eliminating what doesn't serve your purpose. Some distractions wear smiles, they come as friends, trends, and entertainment. But not everything that feels good is good for your growth. Sometimes you must say no to good things to make room for great things. You can't have focus without filters. Discipline is not punishment, it's protection. It guards your future from being stolen by things that don't matter. When you build discipline, you become dangerous, not to people, but to mediocrity. You start commanding your mind instead of obeying it. You start making choices that align with your destiny, not your comfort zone. And slowly, you begin to notice something. Distractions lose their power. What once tempted you no longer moves you, because your hunger for purpose becomes stronger than your craving for pleasure. That's when you know your mind is trained. When what once distracted you now disgusts you, when what once delayed you now drives you, when the noise around you can't shake the focus within you. See setbacks as setups for growth. Every great person you admire today went through moments that looked like total failure. Setbacks are not proof that you're losing. They are signals that you're learning. The world often measures success by what you gain, but true success is defined by what you survive. Every setback carries a seed of strength hidden inside it, waiting to be unlocked by the person who refuses to quit. You see, life doesn't give you what you ask for, it gives you what you're prepared for. And preparation often comes disguised as problems. The storm that tried to break you was actually sent to build you. The loss that hurt you the most might be the very thing that positioned you for your next level. When you experience a setback, your first instinct is to ask, why me? But the right question is, what is this teaching me? Because every season of pain has a lesson wrapped inside it. Think about it. The seed never becomes a tree without being buried. It must first be placed in darkness, surrounded by pressure, and pushed by resistance before it ever sees the light. The same is true for you. The reason life buries you sometimes isn't to kill you, it's to grow you. The deeper the burial, the stronger the roots. The stronger the roots, the higher the growth. So when life seems to push you down, understand that's the setup for your breakthrough. You may lose a job, a relationship, an opportunity, and feel like your world is collapsing. But sometimes the things you lose are the very things blocking your next blessing. That door didn't close to punish you. It closed to redirect you. The delay wasn't denial, it was development. Life doesn't waste pain. Every disappointment is an investment into your destiny. But most people give up before the return shows up. They walk away right before their breakthrough because they mistake preparation for punishment. You can't pray for strength and then run from struggle. Strength only grows in resistance. Think of a bodybuilder. They don't get stronger by lifting light weights. They grow by pushing against resistance. The heavier the weight, the greater the strength. In the same way, your mind, your faith, your discipline, your resilience all grow under pressure. So when life adds weight, don't panic. Push through it. That resistance is the evidence that you're getting stronger. What feels like pressure now will become power later. Look around you. Every success story is built on a foundation of setbacks. Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before he discovered the light bulb. Imagine if he quit at failure number 999. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. These weren't failures, they were rehearsals for greatness. Each no refined their purpose. Each fall trained their focus. Each rejection redirected them toward their real assignment. Setbacks are life's way of testing your commitment. Anybody can stay motivated when things are easy, but real character shows up when everything falls apart. The test is never in your comfort, it's in your chaos. When everything goes wrong and you still keep going, that's when destiny starts paying attention. Because destiny only reveals itself to those who refuse to give up. You can't reach your next level with a quitter's mindset. Winners see pain as progress, not punishment. They look at failure and say, "Thank you for the lesson." They turn losses into wisdom and wisdom into wealth. Every challenge has a mirror. It shows you who you are. When you lose something valuable, you learn what truly matters. When people walk away, you discover who you can be without them. When plans fail, you're forced to find a new path, often one that leads you to where you were meant to be all along. Sometimes God removes things not to hurt you, but to clear the space for what's next. Sometimes the storm that feels like destruction is actually direction. The greatest growth happens in silence. When no one claps, when no one believes in you, when everything feels empty, that's when you're being shaped. The soil doesn't applaud the seed, but the seed grows anyway. You have to learn to grow in obscurity, to be faithful when it's not fashionable, to believe when there's no evidence. That's what turns a person of potential into a person of power. You don't grow when you're comfortable. You grow when you're challenged. Don't despise the days of small beginnings. Every mountain starts as dust. Every champion started as a beginner. Every empire began as an idea that almost died. What separates the extraordinary from the average is the decision to keep going when everything screams, "Stop." Your setback might look like failure to others, but in heaven's design, it's a setup for refinement. The fire that burns impurities also strengthens the metal. The process that feels like breaking is actually shaping. So when you fall, don't call it the end, call it training. Don't call it failure, call it foundation. Because the same ground you fell on will be the platform you rise from. Sometimes you have to be pulled back like an arrow so you can be launched further. That's why life stretches you, tests you, and sometimes isolates you. Not to break you, but to prepare you for the distance you're about to travel. Every delay is part of the divine timing that ensures you arrive ready. Because success without strength is short-lived. But when you've been through the fire and survived, nothing can stop you. When you train your mind to see setbacks as setups, you no longer panic in storms, you study them. You no longer curse the pain, you extract purpose from it. You start walking differently because you understand something most people don't, that life's greatest gifts often come wrapped in problems. And those who master their perspective master their destiny. Your mind is the battlefield where victory or defeat is decided long before life even begins to test you. The one who conquers the mind has already conquered the world. Every battle you face externally is first won internally. You can't expect to win in public if you're losing in private. You can't expect to lead others if you haven't first learned to lead your own thoughts. The most powerful weapon you'll ever hold is not your voice, not your strength, not your resources, it's your focus. Because what you focus on grows and what you ignore dies. If you focus on excuses, your potential dies. If you focus on your goals, your greatness multiplies. There comes a time in every person's life when you must stop asking for easy and start preparing for excellence. You were not created for mediocrity, you were built for mastery. But mastery demands mental discipline. It demands that you stop entertaining distractions disguised as comfort. The comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Comfort kills ambition. Comfort silences creativity. Comfort blinds you to your destiny. While the average man says, "I can't," the disciplined mind says, I will find a way. While others complain about the storm, the trained mind learns to dance in the rain. You must reach a point where excuses disgust you, where comfort offends you, where you look in the mirror and say, I've had enough of being average. That's when transformation begins. Because the greatest version of you is not found in what you have, it's hidden in what you've overcome. Greatness is not a gift. It's forged in resistance, built in repetition, shaped by consistency, and tested in silence. Every time you decide to train your mind, you are rewriting your future. Every time you silence doubt and choose discipline, you are unlocking a part of yourself that the world hasn't seen yet. People fail not because they lack talent, but because they stop training their mind to endure the grind. Every great dream will demand a stronger version of you. Your dream is waiting, but it's waiting for your discipline to match your desire. You can't want success and still feed distraction. You can't talk purpose and walk in procrastination. You can't pray for open doors and still refuse to move your feet. Success doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who work. Work on yourself. Work on your focus. Work on your attitude. Work on your consistency. When the mind is trained, the impossible becomes ordinary. The walls that once looked like limits turn into mirrors reflecting your strength. The failures that once broke you now become stories that inspire others. You stop fearing the climb because you realize the view is worth every struggle. Every early morning, every late night, every no, every setback, they were all part of your preparation. Nothing was wasted. You needed every struggle to become unshakable, every delay to become disciplined, every disappointment to develop depth. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. The perfect time to start is now, because while you wait, life moves. While you hesitate, opportunities pass. While you think someone else is acting. Winners don't wait for motivation, they move with intention. They wake up every morning with a decision. Today, I win. Not because the day is easy, but because their mind is trained to find strength even in storms. You can't control the wind, but you can control your sail. You can't control the world, but you can command your focus. There's a reason lions are called kings. Not because they are the biggest or the strongest, but because of their mindset. A lion sees fear and still moves forward. That's the power of mental training. That's the strength of a focused spirit. You must develop that same fire, the kind of mind that refuses to quit, refuses to bend, refuses to settle. A mind that says, I will not be defeated by delay. I will not be distracted by noise. I will not be destroyed by doubt. So train your mind until doubt becomes your fuel. Train your focus until failure becomes feedback. Train your heart until fear becomes your servant. Because once your mind believes, everything else follows. Once you control your thoughts, your words shift. Once your words shift, your habits change. And once your habits change, your life transforms. You are not waiting for greatness. Greatness is waiting for you. It's waiting for you to wake up, to get serious, to silence your excuses, and to command your mind. Every morning you rise, remember this. You are one disciplined thought away from a new destiny. One decision away from rewriting your future. One moment of focus away from unlocking your potential. Don't let another day pass in distraction. Train your mind, because the one who owns his mind owns his destiny.